Global News. Brought to you by AirAsia. Now everyone can fly.
Welcome back. The time is now 7:14 here in the Kingdom of Thailand. And time to take a look at the global issues this morning. Irish Prime Minister Enda Kenny held talks with Chinese Vice President Xi Jinping as the second day of his visit to the Eurozone member focused on trade, investment, and the signing of a number of bilateral deals. Kenny said both countries understood the need to reform and innovate, adding that the two countries' enterprises and institutions were building long-term sustainable relationships. Xi, who is expected to lead China for a decade starting next year, held talks with Kenny on the second day of his three-day visit.
North Korea's ruling Workers' Party has announced it will convene a special conference in mid-April. The powerful political bureau of the party's Central Committee made the announcement early today in a statement obtained by the Associated Press. The committee said the special conference will take place to glorify late leader Kim Jong-il and to rally around his son and successor Kim Jong-un.
Indian police have detained two members of the Italian Navy accused of killing two Indian fishermen they mistook for pirates off the coast of the southern state of Kerala. The Italians, who are members of a Navy security team, were on an Italian merchant vessel when the incident happened last Wednesday. Since last October, their regiment has supplied specialist anti-pirate personnel to accompany cargo ships that request help. The two accused have been taken to the coastal town of Kochi, where they will be interrogated by police. The Indian Minister of External Affairs said the Italian Foreign Minister had called his Indian counterpart, S.M. Krishna, to discuss finding a mutually acceptable procedure to establish the facts beyond any doubt and determine responsibility.
UN nuclear inspectors are headed to Iran for talks aimed at getting Tehran to start addressing their mounting concerns that it may be seeking to develop atomic bombs. Western diplomats have played down any hopes of a major breakthrough in the February 20th to 21st meeting, even though it comes just a few days after signs of a possible opening for diplomacy in the long-running nuclear dispute. Meanwhile, the U.S. and Britain have urged Israel not to attack Iran's nuclear program as the White House's national security advisor arrived in the region, reflecting growing international jitters that the Israelis are poised to strike. In their warnings, both the chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey, and British Foreign Secretary William Hague said an Israeli attack on Iran would have grave consequences for the entire region and urged Israel to give international sanctions against Tehran more time to work.
After a year of protest, diplomatic wrangling, and an assassination attempt, Yemenis will draw a line under Ali Abdel Salah's three-decade rule tomorrow by voting in an uncontested election to install his deputy as president. In the capital of Sana'a, new posters of the sole candidate, Vice President Abdurabu Mansour Hadi, have been plastered over the peeling scraps of Salah's image. The 66-year-old Hadi became acting president when Salah stepped aside in November under a deal hammered out by Yemen's Gulf neighbors. Meanwhile, U.S. President Barack Obama threw his support behind Yemen's vice president to enshrine him as the new leader of a country that the U.S. sees as crucial to the fight against al-Qaeda.
Police and militia patrols have been dogged in the Syrian capital of Masad district to prevent a repeat of protests against President Bashar al-Assad that have threatened his grip on Damascus. On the international front, China said it believed a peaceful solution to the Syrian crisis was still possible, but Britain's foreign minister said he feared the Middle Eastern country will slide into civil war. Over the weekend, the body of a young protester who was killed when security forces opened fire on the protest was buried in Lhasa early in the morning. Security forces maintain a heavy presence to prevent the funeral from turning into an anti-Assad demonstration.
Several thousand Greeks have demonstrated against punishing austerity measures to reduce the country's debt. On the eve of make-or-break talks in Brussels on a 130 billion euro or 171 billion US dollar bailout to avert bankruptcy. Greece hopes Eurozone finance ministers will sign off today on the rescue package funded by the European Union and International Monetary Fund, which is Greece's second bailout since 2010. Skeptics led by Germany remain cautious about Greece's determination to shrink its debt mountain. Yet failure by Athens to service its debts next month would trigger a chaotic default that would send shockwaves through the single currency. Greek Prime Minister Lucas Papademos flew to Brussels for a last-minute preparation as some 3,000 demonstrators massed on the capital's central Syntagma Square.
Hundreds of thousands of protesters masses marched throughout Spain in the first large-scale show of anger over new labor reforms that make it easier for companies to fire workers and pull out of collective bargaining agreements. Spain's main trade unions organized marches in 57 cities in southern Cordoba. Union organizers said around 1 million people had marched by mid-afternoon, but officials' figures were not released. The government of Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy passed the package of reforms 9 days ago in an effort to shake up a labor market seen as one of Europe's most rigid and to encourage hiring in a country battling the highest unemployment rate in the Eurozone at nearly 23%.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel has vowed to pressure and agree to back popular opposition candidate Guok to become president, averting a political fight that might have distracted her government from solving the Eurozone crisis. Merkel confirmed her support for Guok at a press conference in a chance race with leaders of the other major German parties. The announcement paved the way for the 72-year-old Protestant pastor and former East German rights activist to be confirmed in a post by Germany's Federal Assembly in the coming weeks. Guok will succeed Christian Wolff, a conservative Merkel ally who resigned as president in a scandal over financial favors.
U.S. President Barack Obama's re-election slogan could possibly be stated as "Winning the future, great together, and we don't quit." They may not be official, but those are all phrases that could, in one form or another, be candidates to become the president's re-election slogan. Advisors said a fresh slogan to replace the winning "Change We Can Believe In" mantra of 2008 is unlikely to appear before Obama knows who his Republican opponent will be at next big campaign travel swings, likely in the spring or summer. Campaign testers now said simply Obama 2012. However, Obama surrogates have tested some slogans in recent months, including "Winning the Future," which the White House used to promote its budget, and "Greater Together," which the campaign has used to brand its youth outreach efforts. They said a new tagline will have to reflect a new reality.
Staying in the U.S. of A local sheriff has resigned as the co-chair of Republican presidential hopeful Mitt Romney's campaign in Arizona of the United States after he was accused of threatening a former male lover with deportation to Mexico if he talked about their relationship. In an embarrassing incident for Romney's struggling campaign, Chino County Sheriff Paul Babu denied that he or his lawyer made the deportation threat, but stepped down from helping the former Massachusetts governor in the border state. Babu acknowledged at a press conference that he is gay and that he had a personal relationship with the man making the allegations, whom he identified only as Jose. The sheriff said he was stepping down from his volunteer position with the campaign so that he can focus on the allegations made against him.
Monica Lewinsky, the former White House intern made famous for her sexual encounters with U.S. President Bill Clinton, is again in the spotlight thanks to a 4-hour PBS documentary, Clinton, which will air in a pair of segments on the evenings of February 20th and 21st as part of the network's American Experience program. As news of the television special spread last week, Yahoo searches on Monica Lewinsky spiked. Search terms also included Bill and Monica, Monica Lewinsky now, and Monica Lewinsky photos. Well, where is she now? 14 years later, Lewinsky is hardly in hiding. In fact, she's been quite busy. In 2005, she moved to London and received her master's degree in psychology. Later, she relocated to New York and is frequently spotted out on the town and has her own handbag business, The Real Monica Incorporated. According to reports, she is still single.
And after all the testimonials from relatives and friends, the songs from legends and pop stars, the preaching and even laughter, the raw emotion of Whitney Houston's funeral came down to just one person who disputed the sound of her own voice. As the strains of her biggest record, I Will Always Love You, filled the New Hope Baptist Church at the end of a nearly 4-hour service on Saturday, and her silver and gold casket was lifted into the air, the wasted moment was too much for her mother to bear. Gospel singer Sister Houston wailed, my baby," as she was held up by 2 women and led out of the church behind her daughter's body. A few steps behind her was the pop icon's daughter, Bobby Christina, also crying uncontrollably as she was comforted by Houston's close friend, singer Ray J. It was the most searing scene on a day with mixed moods as family, friends, and a list of celebrities came to the humble New Hope Baptist Church to remember one of music's legends, but also a New Jersey hometown girl.
And with that, those are our global reports. Next, we'll take a look at the business section right after today's special report.
Hello, old-fashioned tour.
Hi, I'd like to book a trip to Beijing.
Sure.
Can I choose my hotel?
Cannot.
Type tour?
Cannot.
Then what can I choose? Choose to visit AirAsiaGo.com, where you have over 70,000 hotels and 5,000 tours to select from worldwide. We also have plenty of holiday activities. AirAsiaGo.com. Choose your perfect holiday.
Happiness Thailand Paradise with the Ministry of Tourism and the Tourism Authority of Thailand.
Bidding farewell to winter winds, Chiang Mai is ready to bloom anew as the Rose City. Happiness Thailand Paradise steps into a wonderful garden at the Meridian Chiang Mai. Natural blessings, such as a cool climate, have made Chiang Mai the lush home of a stunning range of rare and exquisite flora and fauna. From serene winter orchids and romantic roses to playful lilies and ornate ancient bonsais, all manner of unique and striking plant life thrive in the Rose City. What better way to take in this natural gallery than at Le Meridian Chiang Mai, a hotel designed for both complete comfort and full appreciation of all that Chiang Mai has to offer. Whether visiting the city to snap pictures at its myriad horticultural festivals or to experience the intriguing Lana culture, the Meridian Chiang Mai will provide the accommodations and services to enchant your stay. A special rate for Thai residents to indulge in one of the kingdom's most scenic landscapes starts at 3,400 baht, inclusive of breakfast for two at latest recipe restaurants and complimentary in-room internet access. Take advantage of this deal throughout the spring, from now until April 30th, 2012. Discover the many colors of the Thai North at Le Meridian Chiang Mai. For information and reservations, call 053-253-666.
This is Radio Thailand News.
You're listening to the Morning News Hour, brought to you by Radio Thailand in hand with Inside Info. With me, Alexandria Sampson, at Fulvarin for today.
Me, Sirina Manishoy.
We broadcast live from FM 88 and also relay to stations nationwide. Still to come in our business section. EU expects to sign a deal for more than $3 billion on an IMF loan, and locally, Thai investors feel the urge to rush into Myanmar despite challenges. That's to come after today's special report by Karin Angsapun from the Public Relations Department.